As a business owner, I'm sure you've heard of voice AI before, and you may even know that it can be used for customer service and for calling over 100,000 people per hour for sales. But there are three other use cases that almost nobody talks about, yet they're so powerful, arguably more powerful than sales and customer service for voice AI. And in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly what each of those three use cases are, how you can implement voice AI in those three use cases in order to save you more time and money, and what tools you'll need in order to do that. So without further ado, let's get right into the first use case that most people do not even think of when it comes to voice AI. So this use case is post-purchase follow-ups. Now, a lot of people use AI for initial sales calls and everything like that, but actually, let's say you own an e-com store. If somebody buys your product, maybe it was because of the AI, but if they buy your product, then what you could do is you could set up another voice AI employee to automatically call them right after within 10 seconds, hop on the phone with them and say, hey, I saw you just purchased the product. I was wondering, how do you feel? Are you excited about using the product? The person will go on and on and on. And the job of the AI is to just keep talking to them and have them get rid of their own buyer's remorse. And if you don't know what buyer's remorse is, it's basically this psychological thing where when people buy a product right after, they feel remorseful and sad and they regret it no matter what they buy because they just lost something. And the thing that they lost was money. So now when the AI calls them and kind of makes them talk about how excited they are to use the product, all that buyer's remorse goes away and they're much more likely to stick with you and buy more products from you. And they don't even know it. So you're not selling them. You're helping them be more excited for the product they already purchased with AI. And that is powerful. So now let's move on to the second use case for voice AI that I'm sure you have not tried in your business yet. And for the sake of space, I'm moving myself over here. So the second use case is onboarding customers. So now, whenever the person has purchased the product, they love it. Let's say you own a software company and somebody has just purchased your product. What you can do is you can call them up with voice AI and you can have the AI walk them through step by step on a 5, 10, 15-minute call exactly how they can start to get their software set up to use it. Now, this is extremely important because if you don't onboard your customers as soon as they come into your ecosystem, then what's going to happen is they're not going to understand exactly how to use your technology. And if they don't know how to use your technology, they're going to get mad at you. And if they get mad at you, they're going to be a lot more likely to turn and they won't have a good experience. So it's bad for them, it's bad for you. And the way to fix that is with instant onboarding. But how do you do instant onboarding if you have a limited size team? Well, you don't until now because of conversational voice AI. So what you can do is you can create an agent. It calls them, let's say an hour after they buy your product. And it says, hey, I just wanted to call you and make sure that you had everything you need to get onboarded. Can I walk you through some steps for what you need to set up in order to start using our platform? The person will say, yes, please. I was a little bit confused. And AI will say, no problem. That happens to everybody. Here's what you do. That is powerful, and that's something that you should be implementing so that you can have lower churn. And this is me pretending you're a software company, but this works in almost any business because you always need to help onboard your new customers. You'll have lower churn, you'll have happier customers, and it doesn't really cost you much at all. All right, and now the third use case for conversational voice AI is going to be surveying customers. Now, this one is actually unbelievably powerful, and a lot of people don't realize it, but if you have a very big company, let's say you own a info product company, if you have 150 people that are in your info product, they're watching your course, they're in your community, whatever, and 150 isn't even such a big number. You can get tens of thousands, and that's why this becomes even more useful. But let's say you have 150. What you can do is you can have the AI call every single one of those people over and over until they answer, and you can have it just ask them a few questions. Hey, I am calling from blah, blah, blah info product, and I just want to ask you a few questions so that we can make your experience better, give you better courses, help you more, give you better people to connect with inside of our community, blah, 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 right? Once they do that, the AI can ask, let's say, 3, 4, 5 questions. Here is what it will ask. It will say, hey, I see that you love our info product. I'm wondering what other kinds of courses we could add to make your experience even better. And what kinds of other trips or events would you like to buy tickets to? What would the themes of those events be if you were interested, right? Another one could be, what kind of people do you want to connect with? How can we get the right people into this community for you so that you can feel like you're connecting with winners? Ask a few questions like that. And after a little while, after compiling all that data using another AI system within Nova Echo CRM, which we can set up for you, you'll be able to get a sense of exactly what your customers want and what you need to add in order to keep their business and to get more business. business. So that's why this is so powerful. If you have, 150 people and you send out an email with a survey form, like 5 people are going to fill it out? Maybe. But if you call all these people and you say, hey, it's just going to be 60 seconds. I just want to ask you a few questions so that we can make your experience better. You are much more likely to get real responses. And data is everything in business. So when you can get good data from surveying customers, you can change everything. And the best way to get data from surveying customers is with Voice AI. So if you love any of these use cases and you want to get them set up in your business, what you can do is you can check the description. There's going to be a link to book a call with the Nova Echo AI team. They'll answer even more of your questions on that demo call to show you how the entire platform works and how you can set up different versions of these use cases for whatever business you run, because I just gave you 3 examples. And they will go through all the pricing and everything like that for you so that that's all answered on the first call. Thank you for watching. And if you want to see the first use case in action so that you can see exactly how to do post-purchase follow-ups using a Voice AI agent and that full setup process, then you can click right here and we'll show you exactly how.